go for the informants, sponsors, people they use their houses to do this thing, including everybody involved, whether security agents, whether it's police, whether it's army, whether it's Navy, Air Force, or lawyer, anybody will be putting in that bill. We have to reappraise this bill sent by a senior leader and touch it up so that it will come to a real standard that will protect Nigerians. Nigerians have suffered in the hands of kidnappers. This must stop. I'm a Christian faith, but we don't support death penalty, but I support death penalty for this because people must stop harassing Nigerians.
Everything that the lead presenter of this bill has said. And the only thing I want to further emphasize is that this bill will also cure the mischief in the terrorist act. Because we have seen in the distant past where terrorists apprehended who have killed, maimed, and committed heinous crimes were in the name of de-radicalization. They were arrested, quote and unquote, de-radicalized, retrained, fed with taxpayers' money, and as we know now, some of these guys went back to continue with the acts of terrorism. So my understanding of this reinforcement of the Terrorism Act by including kidnapping is that such discretion will not be available to anyone, whether in the armed forces or even in the executive. Because we can't spend so much money, expend so much energy to apprehend very dangerous people who have killed, maimed, buried children alive, and in the air where they are apprehended, somebody come from somewhere and say, look, we need to use all sorts of jargons to justify why these guys should not face the wrath of the law, which is to face trial and if convicted, sentenced to death. Until people begin to see those who have killed, even in the Bible and the Holy Quran, he who kills has no right to life. And so I believe that by emphasizing this law in the manner that the leader of the Senate has very ably articulated all the elements of the law, that the message should be clear. Those discretion are withdrawn. No more de-radicalization. If you are caught after committing heinous crimes, the penalty is death if convicted. Thank you, Mr. President, and I want to thank the Senate leader for, very articulate presentation of what I believe is our collective feelings with regards to this issue of kidnapping and terrorism. Thank you, Mr. President.
In the course of the public of the kidnappers and the appropriate punishment to be given to them. And then we will also...
Informants. An informant.
Okay, Senator Wamako, say something.
I represent Abia North. Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, I'm not sure that this bill brought by the leader of the Senate was a bill agreed by all of us. All 109 senators agreed in a closed session that we must get this bill across and sent to Mr. President. Mr. President, I believe it's a high time. There's no town and villages that there are no kidnappers in Nigeria. So I believe this bill is apt. It's a natural thing to do. And we will go, as my colleague Wabako said, we go for the informants, sponsors, people they use their houses to do this thing, including everybody involved, whether security agents, whether it's police, whether it's army, whether it's Navy, Air Force, or lawyer, anybody will be put in that bill. We have to reappraise this bill sent by a senior leader and touch it up so that it will come to a real standard that will protect Nigerians. Nigerians have suffered in the hands of kidnappers. This must stop. I'm a Christian faith, but we don't support death penalty. But I support death penalty for this because people must stop harassing Nigerians. Young girls are raped, women are raped for no reason because they are kidnapped and money taken. People have gone bankrupt in their businesses. Mr. President, let me raise my case and thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak.
Well done.
I represent Anambra Central Senatorial District. Mr. President, thank you for this opportunity to contribute to the debate on this bill. Kidnapping and the gruesome murders of victims that we have witnessed in this country will irritate every man of conscience to rise to support this bill. When you look at various cases of kidnapping where ransoms have been paid, running into tens, 20, and sometimes 100 million, these kidnappers to receive this money and still kill their victims. We have seen this a lot of times. Therefore, people who ply this trade deserve no mercy. What we have to do is to do everything to provide the law that will brand it act of terrorism, because it is act of terrorism. Their modus operandi does not differ from terrorism. While we make law that this shall be capital punishment for any offender or somebody who is arrested for it, Mr. President, we have to go deep to the people who facilitate these businesses. It's not only the kidnappers that carry gun, abduct their victims, that are involved in this business. Financial institutions also are part of it. Because it beats my imagination that people will pay ransom, 100 million naira, through financial payment platforms, and these monies will be received by the financial institutions, and they do not give any lead to the account owners through which these ransoms are received. Many people have gone through hell through this process. Therefore, as we go after the real kidnappers that have identified, we have to go after the financial institutions through which these ransoms are received. Anybody or financial institution that receives any money from a kidnapped victim must be held responsible for it. Because our law forbids banks to indulge in illicit financial transactions. So in passing this bill, maybe during public hearing, we have to identify appropriate punishment to any financial institution that will receive monies collected by kidnappers from their victims. Again, the other issue, Mr. President, that you touched, you said we should take during public hearing, is going after the sponsors. Mr. President, there's no difference between a sponsor and a kidnapper. They are all the same. So the law will take care of the sponsors and the kidnappers at the same time. Punishment will be the same, both for sponsors and the actual executors of this heinous crime against Nigerian citizens. So on this note, Mr. President, I do not need to belabor it. But what is important is also that in making this law, there must be the political will to implement the convictions handed down. Because people are convicted in this country and they are not executed for murder, for all kinds of things that take human life away. So somebody can go and kill somebody and believe that once he gets there, he can stay there for another 30 years. That is not the intent of this law. This law when passed, shall be executed by those who are saddled with responsibilities by giving that authorization for the execution of people who are so convicted. So that the deterrence which we are pursuing through this law will become effective. Anybody who thinks that if I do this and I'm caught, I will be killed, will have to know that the price for this crime is also death. So by the time they lift their guns or whatever means to kill anybody, some people are strangled to death. Some people are strangled. So when they are got, they should know that the price is death and they cannot escape it. It's only when we begin to implement it according to the law that it will act as the deterrence for which this law is being made. I thank you, Mr. President, so that my colleagues will contribute. So because when you discuss with victims who manage to escape from captivity, you see that the people behind this business are animals. So on this note, Mr. President, I hold support. I do not want to belabor it anymore. Let it be. And any soul that sailed, it shall die. That's what the Bible says, according to Shomole. Any sin, any soul that sinneth, itself shall die. So when you kill, you should die. That is the compensation for killing another person. Thank you very much, Mr. President. I'm so happy that I've contributed. God.
Act to amend Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act to designate kidnapping, hostage taking, and related offenses as act of terrorism, to prescribe death penalty for such offenses without option of fine or alternative sentences, and for related matters 2025 SB 969, second reading.
Okay. Distinguished colleagues, a bill for an act to amend the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act to designate kidnapping, hostage taking, and related offenses as acts of terrorism, to prescribe death penalty for such offenses without option of fine or alternative sentences, and for related matters 2025. Second reading taken. As a result of the importance of this bill is now committed to the committees on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, National Security and Intelligence, the Committee on Interior, and the lead committee will be the Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, to report back to the Senate within 2 weeks. I hope 2 weeks is good enough, within 2 weeks. I want to thank distinguished colleagues for sticking by their resolution. Sticking by their resolution that there is no straightforward way of fighting these acts of kidnapping and terrorism in our country. We have to show resoluteness, we have to show seriousness. And I do know that once we make this law and it's signed into an act of parliament, it will, of course, override every other thing that is being done in all states of the Federation, because any act that is made by the National Assembly takes precedence over state laws. And as stated in our Constitution, any provision that is in conflict with the federal provision, that provision becomes null and void to the extent of the inconsistency. So for us, this is national, and we have to protect our country. We have to protect the future Nigerians. Otherwise, people will mistake being a medical doctor, being a lawyer, being a parliamentarian to being a kidnapper, because it's almost becoming like a profession. So I want to thank all my colleagues and urge that the committees involved should meet immediately and then take the views from the public and revert to us within 2 weeks because of the seriousness of the occasion. I thank you all. Yes, Senator Goje, which is the same thing you complain about.
Do I come in?
No, go on, because they are still doing it.
Do I read the order or I just go ahead?
Go ahead on the 42. No, you can read. so that people will know.
Order 42, by the indulgence of the Senate and the leave of the President of the Senate, a senator may make a personal explanation, although there be no question before the Senate, but no controversial matter may be brought forward. Nor may debate arise upon the explanation. The terms of the proposed statement shall be submitted in detail to the President of the Senate when his leave to make it is sought.
Distinguished colleagues, distinguished Senator Goje mentioned an issue to me and gave me the details of what he wanted to say on the floor. So is it the view of the Senate that he be given the chance to say something without bringing any controversial issue? Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. You may proceed.
So, Mr. President, and the way the section of the social media misinterpreted what happened yesterday, my intention of calling that order was not to go against the Senate President personally or to fight him in a manner that was reported yesterday. The idea is to contribute my quota as an experienced parliamentarian to ensure that the Senate follows the rules. But there's nothing personal against the Senate President or against any senator. And I want the social media, please, to take note. Because the way it was portrayed yesterday was that some people say, Goje challenge Senate President. Or there was a drama. There was no drama. There was nothing like that. I only raised a normal point of order 55 based on our rules. And the Senate President gave me a chance based on our rules. And everything was sorted out. There was no controversy and there was no fight. Please, social media and other members of the press, I want to kindly call upon you to report what really transpires in this Senate correctly so that Nigerians will know actually what happens, not somebody's views. Please, and please, and please. That's all. That's my decision, Mr. President. We didn't fight yesterday. It was not a fight.
Well, point of order is hereby sustained. But I can tell you what will happen. Social media will say, Goje re-emphasizes. Senator Go. No, but you know, I would have been a good editor in Sun. You didn't hear me? I would have been a good editor in Sun newspaper. so Goje re-emphasizes is a point of order. So I thank you for the explanation, but I hope they will hear that there is no fight in the Senate and that we are all one. Thank you for your listening. Please, just a correspondence which you were expecting and which you wanted to treat immediately in order to help Mr. President conclude his, refix his cabinet and continue with the fight against terrorism and kidnapping. So this is the correspondence we are about to treat. Distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, GCON, and then Distinguished Senate President, request for confirmation of a nominee, a ministerial nominee. In compliance with the provisions of Section 147(2) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, I am pleased to forward for confirmation by the Senate the nomination of Christopher Kwabin Musa as Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's actually General Christopher Musa. Maybe now that he's going to wear khaki, they just put Christopher, they didn't put General. While I hope that this request will receive the usual expeditious consideration of the Senate, please accept, distinguished Senate President, distinguished senators, the assurances of my highest regards. Yours sincerely, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President, Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is immediately stood down for consideration by Committee of the Whole. Yes, Leader of the Senate.
Order, Mr. President.
President is sustained. So please help the Chief Whip to help us. And like the Deputy Senate President said, if we were observing Order 9, 10, there would have been no need for the Chief Whip to come under Order 24. He's decided to invoke his powers to let you know that the fact that you are doing these things without getting permission from him is not correct. So both of them are right. So we must ensure decorum. Leader of the Senate.
Hello everyone, welcome back my people. Naija no dey ever carry last at all, and as e be so, wahala don wear agbada again. Today's story e heavy, e choke, because according to the report wey dey circulate everywhere, some APC members fit actually face death sen ten ce if certain allegation and new legal interpretation hold water. My people, this one no be small play o, make I break am down for una. So the gist wey dey trend right now be say legal experts and political observers dey raise alarm say some action by certain APC officials fit fall under offence wey carry capital punishment under Nigerian law, especially matters related to terrorism, financing, electoral manipulation and state endangering corruption. And as expected, the news don scatter social media. People dey shout, how we go reach here and how we take reach here? Others dey ask, is this political attack or legal reality? Make I break am down for una. Whom, what and why? Alright my people, make we enter the full matter. According to the political analysts and report flying up and down, some APC members dey illegally linked to activities classified under traceable funny. Others illegally dey connect to fund diversion inside security institution wey under Nigerian law fit translate to engaging national or endangering national security, and offence with a very serious penalty. There are also whisper about election related offence, sabotage of institution and even spot for violence. Actors during past political ten sions. Now nothing confirmed by court yet again o, but the conversation don start, and as we know for Naija, when political ground begin to shake like this, interesting days ahead. One serious legal practitioner even talk say if any political actors is proven to have funded or facilitated a group that threaten the sovereignty or safety of the Nigerian state, the law is very clear. The punishment may include death. My people, you don hear am with your own ear. Implication and what it means for Nigeria. If this conversation develop reach court level, e fit cause one, massive political shake-up inside APC, two, reshifting of power blocks, three, fear among political allies, four, possible arrests, five, and even new legal precedent wey go shock the entire political landscape. Because if one person get convicted, others go follow, and if others follow, my people, 2025 go too loud. Let me tell una my own mind small sha. Na for Nigeria wey we go see say law dey sleep until politics wake am up. Today e quiet, tomorrow e go turn to lion. But the truth be say, if anybody, APC, PDP or any party truly endanger the nation, then make the law do wetin law suppose do. But at the same time, we sabi say for Naija politics, sometimes justice dey wear party uniform. My people, at this point, even me no know who to trust again o. See wetin Nigeria dey talk online. You know Nigeria no dey back door. One person come comment say na political watch horn be dis, but if dem show say evidence dey, make court do its job. Another person come comment say election wahala wey una dey play with fit turn to death sen ten ce matter. Nigeria no be film industry. The third person come comment say anybody wey thief money from security sector divert minimum punishment and deserve a minimum punishment. People dey die because of corruption. Another person come add say make dem no use law pursue only small fish o. If e reach big man or big man turn, make e reach their side too o. My people, Nigeria no dey get joy at all o. Dis whole issue dey remind many people of the recent call for deeper investigation into political funding, security budget and electoral influence. Some even dey link am to the ongoing push for transparency reform within the nation assemblies and the national assemblies. Now why I talk am? E be like 2025 go rough o. Anyway my people, dis matter never finish o. We go keep our eyes on ground because anything fit happen o at any time. So tell me, you think dis na real legal threat or political strategies? You believe say anybody for Naija politics fit truly face death sen ten ce? Drop your thought for the comment section. I dey really want hear una mind. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe so you no go miss the next update. Thank you.